You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents the Old School Show with Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman,
and the star Roddy, where we talk anything old school.
True. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, we got another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents the Old School Show. And of course, I got my co-host, the bro. He a part of the Premier Way podcast. He got a new podcast show coming real soon. Hopefully, he will announce it at the end of this episode. We got the bro, the star, Roddy. Welcome to the Old School Show.
Yes, thank you for having me, man. The Old School Show, where we do anything old school. You already know I'm here and I'm ready to go.
There you go. And you already know, last episode, we talked about the R&B sings male R&B artists. But this time, we going to talk about the female R&B artists. And I'm going to ask you one question, Roddy. But before we do that, I just want to apologize to everybody in the last episode. I know we read it for way too long last episode. So we try our best not to go that long. But if you happen to listen to the whole episode, I appreciate. We appreciate you. We appreciate you like 100% for real. All right. So my question for you, Roddy, is who were your favorite R&B artists in 2000?
I don't know. Beyonce was killing it, and Mariah was sort of killing it.
I agree. Even though I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, I have to admit she was killing it in 2000. So I'm not gonna hold you. Beyonce was really killing in 2000s. Mariah she had some flops in 2000, but she came back. But we're gonna get to that. Cause both of them, we're gonna discuss about both of them. Also, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Brandy. I like Brandy 2000 stuff like that. Also, we're gonna mention Brandy too. But yeah, we just gonna get into it, son. We're gonna get into it. And funny thing, the first artist we're gonna mention is Beyonce. But before we talk about Beyonce, we gotta talk about where she comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So of course she started in the group Destiny Child. In the 90s, she started in 1999, then 1998. And originally it was 4 members. It was Beyonce, Kelly, LaToya Luckett, and Latia. But then they left the group. And then later Fallon joined in the 2000s alongside with Michelle. And they had their first album in the 2000s. No, I mean not their first album. I mean third album in the 2000s. By then Fallon left. By then, but we had Survivor. Like, did you like Survivor?
Survivor, no, I didn't like that one from them.
Survivor, I mean, as a whole album, I didn't like it as the whole album. But for certain singles, I like it for certain singles though. But not for
me.
Album, no. Yeah.
And this is my opinion, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get on me for this. It wasn't Destiny's Child Evolver. It wasn't their crossover for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like they were still in that teeny pop, growing from you were Bugaboo, you will say my name and this and that, but it's a little bit, more different lady anthems in this album. That's how I seen this album.
Oh no, I definitely agree with you. I mean,
I'm just letting the viewers know.
Of course.
I don't need the comments, bro.
I get it, cause we got a lot of Beyonce fans out there, so we try my best not to say the wrong thing. But for the album Survivor, they have 4 singles.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they had Survivor. They had Bootylicious, which honestly I hated that song. Oh my god, I hated
even
that
the
song.
remix with Missy.
I mean, the remix was cool, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of that song for some reason. Then they have Emotions, which was the BG sample, which was the cool song. It was a cool song. And then they had Nasty Girl, which honestly I do not remember that song.
I remember. I didn't know that.
Naughty Girl. Naughty Girl. My God.
Oh, I thought Naughty Girl was Beyonce.
Well, Destiny Child got a version too, son.
Well, I never heard that one. So
Me either.
This is news to me.
Opposite. Same here. I believe this was one of their biggest albums. I believe so. Shockingly enough, this was their biggest album. But let's see how it did on charts. Y'all already know we did a chart review. But don't see. So for a top 200 Billboard chart, it did hit number 1. For a top R&B chart, it did hit number 1. And let's see, we did hit with platinum, and it went 4-time platinum. It went 4-time platinum. Yeah, I do believe this was one of their biggest albums, though.
To be honest, I don't even think anybody in my house bought this album.
Not mine either. But they were kind of big though. I mean, yeah, I admit Destiny Child was actually big. Even though I was a big fan of Destiny Child, but
no, I'm not going to take that away. It was a big phenomenon, but
yeah,
I don't know if it was big as TLC phenomenon. But during this time, yeah. But I know Beyonce and Kelly went solo. But later they came back with another album for their 5th and final album called Destiny Fulfilled. How you feel about Destiny Fulfilled? I heard that album. That album was definitely my album. The joints on there was definitely more mature and catered to everybody.
I've heard some songs. It was a cool album. I didn't hear the whole album, but for the songs I heard, it was a cool album from the songs I heard. But I do like a lot of the singles, except for one single that I did not like. One single though, but for a majority of the singles, I liked the most of the singles for this album though. I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Out of the single, what single did I did like? I want to see what you know.
I Need a Soldier and Cater to You, right?
You're all right about one of them. But let's see the singles. Let's see the singles. So the singles on this album was "Lose My Breath," "Soldier," "Girl," and "Cater to You." And yes, I did not like "Cater to You." I did not like. I got annoyed with that song. It's one of those songs that I heard way too much, and I just got annoyed with it.
I get it.
Yeah, I got annoyed with "Cater to You."
But I was in a situation where I was around people that was in love with Cater to You, so I always heard it.
Yeah, of course. But I love "I Lose My Breath." I love "Soldier." "Soldier" with fire. "Soldier" was a fire song. And I love "Girl," especially because they did a sample. See, "Girl's a sample. So yeah. And I didn't find out until later. Not later, but like later in like 2012, I found out that it was a sample. But I thought, oh snap, wow! Because when I heard the original song, oh okay, wow, okay, got it. But yeah. Let's see how it did on charts. I don't want to spend too much time on Destiny Child because they're not really the main topic. But how they did on the charts?
It has to be better than that one.
So on the top 200 charts, this peak at number 2.
Wow.
Top R&B hip hop charts peak at number 1, and this album was 3-time platinum.
Wow.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get to the girl of the hour, the Queen Bee, everybody call her. Let's talk about Beyonce. And as we mentioned earlier, we were mentioning already that Beyonce was killing in the 2000s. I have to admit, she did kill in the 2000s, Yeah. But she had solo albums, she was doing movies already. She had Carmen, she did Austin Powers, she did The Fight Temptation, The Pink Panther, Dreamgirls. Cadillac Records, Session. Dang, she did like mad movies in the 2000s.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I knew she did. I didn't know she did that much movie in that
time span, right?
Yeah. That's crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, let's talk about Dangerous Love. How you feel about the album itself?
Oh, that album was great. The album was great.
You know,
her first album, she delivered. Her first solo album, she definitely delivered out the gate. And what was crazy was how when the BET Awards came out and she had Monique on stage with some backup dancers doing the Crazy in Love.
Yeah, I know. I ain't gonna hold you, yo. This album was amazing. Like, out of every album Beyonce ever made, this probably was one of my favorite albums from Beyonce. I'm not gonna hold you. It was a dope debut album. The singles that came out was really dope. I like the Dangerous Love as the whole. You know, this was a fire album. So let's talk about the singles. So the single we had, of course, is "Crazy in Love" with Jay-Z, "Baby Boy" with Sean Paul, "Me, Myself, and I," "Naughty Girl" with of course later it had Lil Flip in the remix, and I forgot who else. Somebody else was in the remix too later on, but I cannot remember. And "The Closer I Get to You" featured Luther Vandross. But that single never had to be, yo. Not that I.
So "Dangerously in Love" was never a single.
I guess not. But it's crazy because that did play it on the radio a lot. Though.
No, I'm saying I heard that on the radio.
I guess it was a single. I guess it just was a radio hit. I guess it was a radio hit. I don't think it was a single. But now since we're on the actual artist that we're gonna talk about, what was your favorite song of Dangerous Love?
Yeah, man, "Crazy in Love," "Baby Boy," and "Dangerously in Love" Someone. Yeah. Oh no, not even. Was "Me, Myself, and I" on this album?
Yeah. That was the third single.
That was the other single.
For me, "Me, Myself, and I," "Be With You," "Speechless." Oh my God, I love "Speechless," man. That was an amazing song. And "Dangerous in Love." I love "Dangerous in Love" too. That was a fire song too. I ain't gonna hold you.
She did her thing on that song. I'm not gonna lie, Beyonce did that.
Nah, she did her thing on this album. Like, this album was amazing, man. Like, for real. Shout out to Beyonce on this first album. I'm not gonna hold you. This was an amazing album, man.
This is probably
the most. This is probably the most flowers I'm gonna give Beyonce. So drink it in, y'all. Drink it in. So on the Billboard charts, of course, they peak at number 1 for top 200 Billboard charts. They peak at number 1 for top R&B and hip hop albums, and this went 6-time platinum. We gotta admit, "The Dangerous Love" was an amazing album. All right, next we got is B-Day. How you feel about B-Day?
B-Day, wasn't my favorite.
B-Day was cool. I like
the B-Day. Okay.
Yeah, I like the B-Day. It wasn't my favorite Beyonce album, but it wasn't a bad album either. Actually, I liked a lot of songs on B-Day as well. B-Day was a cool album. Singles on B-Day. They had Beyonce. They had 6 singles on B-Day. They had "Deja Vu" with Jay-Z, "Ring the Alarm," "Irreplaceable," which was a really dope song. "Beautiful Lie" with Shakira, "Get Me Body," and "Green Light." Yeah. So, what was your favorite song off on B-Day?
Well, "Irreplaceable," of course.
Yeah.
And of course, "Upgrade You" was a good one too.
Yeah, it's weird because "Upgrade You," like they didn't say "Upgrade You" was single, but "Upgrade You" was a single. I'm pretty sure that was a single. It had to be on everything. I'm confused about that, but
no, we had a video on everything. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why isn't it shown as a single?
Wikipedia, I get the facts straight then, because
you were there. You were around this time, so you know that.
Yeah. It's definitely what I'm shocked. I look at the list like, why Upgrade You not on here?
Yeah, we know that. We know "Upgrade You" was single.
"Upgrade You" was definitely a single, but my favorite Ultimate album was "Irreplaceable," "Upgrade You," "Welcome to Hollywood," and "Deja Vu."
Mm.
Yeah, And also they had listed on this album too, when she did Dream Girls. So
this
that was
was
like, this was B-Day was a cool album too. B-Day actually was a cool album. I actually could say that B-Day was a cool album. Alright, so on the Billboard charts, of course, they went to #1 for top 200 Billboard charts. They went to #1 for top R&B and hip hop charts, and this was 5-time platinum. This was 5-time platinum. Yes.
As a follow-up album, yeah, it did okay still. It still held its weight.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So the next album we got is I Am, Sasha Fierce. Oh gosh. How you feel about this album?
I hated it. The singles were more girl-centric to me.
Yeah, I do agree with you. This wasn't my favorite album. The singles was okay. I liked a couple of songs on this album, but this wasn't my favorite Beyonce album. I think this was the time I started to kind of go up and down when it comes to Beyonce start from this album. But gee Louise, this album had 9 singles.
9?
9 singles, yes. I think also because this album was also like a deluxe edition too. So,
well, this is an album that was re-released.
This album came out first. This album came out and then it came away with like another version of it later.
Deluxe, okay.
Yeah, deluxe, yeah. So the singles are "If I Was a Boy," "Single Ladies," gosh, "Diva," "Halo," "Ego," "Sweet Dream," "Broken Heart Girl," "Video Phone" with Lady Gaga, and Why Don't You Love Me? So, do you have a favorite song off this album?
Ego, but the one with Kanye.
I agree, Ego as well, especially the remix with Kanye. Kanye killed that remix, though. Kanye really killed that remix. Halo's okay. Halo's okay, but I got tired of it later. And I guess if I was a boy, I guess that song too. Like I said, this wasn't my favorite Beyonce album, but yeah. But let's see how she did on the charts. Let's see how this album did on the charts, though. So the stacks on the charts. And so of course this album they went to #1 on top 200 Billboard charts. The album went to #1 for top R&B hip hop charts as well. And this album was 6-time platinum. And also Kelly and Michelle both had solo albums as well. During this time as well, but we ain't gonna get to that at the moment. But next artist we'll get to, who is about to be performing in the Super Bowl, and also is an Oscar-nominated artist, Rihanna.
Oh my gosh!
How you feel about Rihanna in 2000?
She was hailed like the second and third queen of the 2000s. I already mentioned that Beyonce was killing as a female. Mariah. Rihanna was up there as well.
Yeah, I agree. Rihanna was definitely on the come up in the 2000s. The Beijing Queen. Shout out to the Beijing Princess, Rihanna. Beijing all day. And yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Her early stuff, I wasn't too fond of her early stuff. But once she got to Good Girl Gone Bad and stuff, that when I really started to like Rihanna. So let's start with her first album, Music of the Sun. How you feel about Music of the Sun?
It wasn't my favorite. Too island vibe. It just wasn't my favorite. My tune at all. I'm sorry.
I agree. Like I said, like I just mentioned, I wasn't too fond of Rihanna's early work. I didn't really listen to this album as a whole, and the singles I wasn't too, fond of the singles either. Because the singles of this album was "Upon the Replay," and if it loving that you want. So yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't too big on Rihanna at this time. And I can't even give you a favorite song because I didn't really listen to. I didn't like the singles, and I didn't really listen to the album, so I can't even give you a favorite song off this album. So yeah. And what about you? Do you have a favorite song off this album, or did you like?
I definitely don't.
Okay, so let's see how Rihanna did. Yeah. Sorry, Rihanna. First album. Yeah, but let's see how she did though. So on the charts, she peaked at number 10 on the top 200 charts.
Ooh,
And yeah, at top R&B and hip hop chart, she peaked at number 6.
this wasn't a home run for her.
Yeah, but she did with platinum on her first album though. So
She did.
she went 1 time platinum. Yeah, 1 time platinum. So next album was A Girl Like Me. And what can you say about this album?
I don't know. It's just this one wasn't hitting for me either. It was a more her going into the R&B realm, but the singles just wasn't hitting.
I didn't listen to the album like that either. It was too. I don't know. I feel like I said I wasn't feeling the music Rihanna was
This wasn't it for me.
But
and I'll tell you when you get later which one was.
Yeah, but I would have to say one single kind of made me hopeful though of Rihanna though.
Which one was that?
Unfaithful.
Oh.
Unfaithful, yeah. It was a little hopeful, but it wasn't enough to really drive me in.
Grab you.
Yeah. So for the single for this album was SOS, which was one single I could not really get into at all.
I can't even stand it when it comes on still.
Me either. Unfaithful. Revive was okay, but it still wasn't
enough to grab.
Yeah, and break it off. I don't even remember Break It Off. So clearly you don't have a favorite so much to the album, right?
Nah.
For me, it was just Unfaithful, and that was really it. Unfaithful, that was really it. But yeah. So let's talk about how she did, how the charts and stuff. So the chart, she went to number 5 of top 200 charts for R&B, US R&B, hip hop and R&B chart. She went to number 2, and this album she went 2-time platinum.
Wow, it still did reasonable.
Yeah, it still did reasonable. It just, of course she was on the Def Jam, so she was through killing it. She was through okay. And mind you, at this time, Jay-Z was, I believe, the right president of Def Jam at the time. I believe he was the president at the time. Yeah, he was the president at the time. Because that when Neo came out and Jeezy and all of them had their stuff on Def Jam, and Jay-Z was the president at the time. So Rihanna was in good hands. But this next album though, this is where I definitely became a Rihanna fan. This next album, Good Girl Gone Bad. Oh my gosh, how you feel about Good Girl Gone Bad?
I heard the whole album, solid album front to back. The producers, the writers, everybody put their foot in it. Everybody that was involved in this particular album put their foot in it.
Now this album is really dope, man. I really like this album. Almost every song I like on this album. I know one song I did not like on this album, which was one of the singles. But they did their thing with this album. This album was definitely one of my favorite Rihanna albums. She killed this album. So, Roddy, do you know what single that I didn't like off this album?
Was it Shut Up and Drive? Because I didn't like that one.
Nah, it wasn't that. So let me say the singles. Okay, I'm saying the singles quick. So the singles of this album was Umbrella with Jay-Z, Shut Up and Drive, Hate That I Love You with Neo, Please Don't Stop the Music, and Rehab with Justin Timberlake. And by the way, Please Don't Stop the Music was the single that I didn't like.
If it plays in the club, I'll still jam to it.
I mean, of course. It may of course I'm jam to it, but as of me listening to it on a regular, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I just didn't like that single for some reason. I don't know why. But overall, the album was dope though. Like, besides that, the album was really dope, man. What was your favorite song off the album, Roddy?
Man, Umbrella, Hate That I Love You. There's so many. Sell Me Candy, Rehab. I tell you, I think then my least single was the Push Up On Me and Breaking Dishes, but everything else I didn't skip.
For me, it's the opposite for me. Of course, Umbrella, Breaking Dishes, Shut Up and Drive, Hate That I Love You, Sell Me Candy, Let Me Get That, Rehab, Question is if they bad, good girl gone bad. But one thing though, shout out to the Dream, because the Dream killed it on this album. Shout out to Timbaland on the Rehab, but the Dream but the Dream though, the Dream killed it. Well, every song that he been on, Breaking Dishes, Candy, Let Me Get That, he killed it.
I tell you, man. So you listened to this album front to back?
Yes, I did. I think my sister actually had this album actually, so that's how I listened to it. They had this album, so yeah. The album, I love this album. The album is actually one of my favorite albums. So yeah. So let's see how they're on the chart. So
we know how it did. It got awards.
Whoa. So on the top 200, chart, it went to number 2. It peaked at number 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they got a top R&B chart now. Cause I didn't see this before. So top R&B chart, they went to number 15.
That's weird.
And top R&B and hip hop chart, they went to number 3. I'm a little shocked that this didn't peak at number 1 because this was an amazing album.
Yes, and they won a lot of awards for this.
Yes, they did. Also, this 6-time platinum. And of course,
platinum too.
Yeah, but of course, around this time, just like on the last episode when we talked about Chris Brown, Rihanna was going through her stuff around this time as well. So, yeah, this was the album that she was going through. She was going through it at this time too.
Oh.
Yeah, and then of course later she came up with the Good Girl Gone Bad Reloaded, and she added Disturbio on that album.
I hated Disturbio.
Which I wasn't a fan of that song, but let me go carry on to the next artist. Next artist we got is Alicia Keys. How do you feel about Alicia Keys as an artist?
I still listen to Alicia Keys up to this day. She's dope. She's very amazing.
Man, Alicia Keys is very talented, very amazing. She always comes with dope body of art, man. She's an amazing artist, man. Shout out to Alicia Keys. So let's talk about her first album, Song in a Minor. How you feel about Songs in a Minor?
She did her thing on this. I got nothing bad to say about Songs in the Minor. I heard a lot of the songs.
No, I agree. This was a good debut album. I liked it, all the songs that came out for it. Of course, at first, Fallen, it took me a while to like it, but as I learned to appreciate it even more, I loved the song. So, this was a dope first album. For Alicia Keys. So the singles of this album was Fallen, A Woman's Worth, How Come You Don't Call Me, and Girlfriend. What were your favorite songs of this album?
Jane Doe, Girlfriend, and Fallen.
For me, it's Fallen, A Woman's Worth, Butterflies, and Girlfriend.
I don't know. A Woman's Worth was so overplayed.
Yeah, I mean, they did play that a lot on WLS and Kiss FM.
They overplayed that particular song, but they played that more than. But when Fallen was done, they just started to play that more.
Yeah, because that was the second single, and Fallen was already killing it. So I mean, yeah.
Well, you know how it is when a debut single comes. Eventually the debut single has to stop being played at some point, so the next single has to take over. So I get it.
Yeah, of course. So on the top 200 Billboard charts, they peak at number 1. Top R&B chart, they peak at number 1, and this was 7-time platinum. Which honestly, this was a big album. She won awards for this album. She won Grammys. So this was surprising. Shout out to Alicia Keys off this amazing debut album. So we got the second album, which is The Diary of Alicia Keys. How you feel about this album?
Oh my gosh, amazing! She definitely was on the streak because this second album, guarantee, was freaking better. Was just as great as the first.
I 100% agree with you. I like this album better than the first. Like straight off, I actually had this album. So I heard this album from front to back. This was an amazing album. Now she did her thing on this album for real. So the singles of this album was You don't have you don't know my name. I don't know why I say you don't have to call. You don't know my name. If I ain't got you, Diary and Karma.
Forgot about. Oh, I remember Karma.
Yeah. I mean, Karma wasn't my favorite song, but it was a good song still. But it wasn't my favorite song with the album though. But yeah. So what was your favorite song with this album?
Karma, You Don't Know My Name. If I Ain't Got You, Diary.
Now, like I said, this album was amazing though. This album was amazing. So I agree. Diary. If I Ain't Got You, You Don't Know My Name is definitely my favorite song, like from Alicia Keys period. I ain't gonna hold you. I love that song. And if I was your woman. And one thing I got shout out to Kanye West, man, for producing the You Don't Know My Name, cause geez Louise, man, that was an amazing song. And later, You Don't Know My Name was a sample of Lil Wayne and Babyface Comfortable. So yeah, that's a little fun fact, you know.
And the thing is, I found that out recently.
Oh wow!
Because I never thought of that. It never crossed my mind.
Yeah, because I know.
And for most people, the way is the riff at the end, so it will never cross a lot of people's mind.
Yeah, I remember one day I would listen to You Don't Know My Name. And I didn't, and it could usually be here on the radio. You don't hear it to the ending. So when I heard on the album version, I heard You Don't Know My Name to the ending. They heard the. I'm like, okay, that sounds nice. Then later I heard Lil Wayne, I heard Lil Wayne Comfortable, and I listened to that song, and I hear that say ending, like. I was like, hold up. Did Kanye West the sample You Don't Know My Name Uncomfortable? so when I heard that, like it was just like
a lot of people wouldn't.
Yeah, a lot of people not know that. It blew my mind. But You Don't Know My Name is a sample from another song from an old school show. I can't remember the old school song is at the moment, but. Yeah, like I said, You Don't Know My Name is an amazing song. That is one of my favorite Alicia Keys songs to this day.
Diary was dope too.
I know Diary was dope too. No, Diary was dope too. But I was just saying, You Don't Know My Name is my favorite Alicia Keys song. Like just straight off the bat. So on the top 200 Billboard charts, this peaked at number 1. Top R&B hip hop chart also peaked at number 1. And this album was 5-time platinum. Like I said, this was an amazing album, man. I love this album. Next album Alicia Keys had was As I Am. How you feel about As I Am?
I didn't give the album. I'm sorry, I didn't give this album a chance. The singles wasn't doing it for me enough to give it a chance.
I heard this album because iTunes, so I brought like most of the songs.
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah, I brought most of the songs of this album. And I liked the album. It was a cool album. Of course, it wasn't like Song of the Mida and Diary, but for what it was, this album was a good album. So let's talk about the singles of this album. The singles of this album is number 1, Like You Never See Me Again, Teenage Love, and Superwoman.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alicia. This one wasn't for me.
So do you have a favorite?
Only song I liked was No One.
No One. For me, I like the No One. I like the No One. I like the Superwoman. I like the Like You Never See Me Again. I like it. Lesson Learned with John Mayer. That was a dope song. That should have been a single. I like it. Record Love. And I like the Teenage Love. Teenage Love Affair.
Mm.
But other than that, like I said, this wasn't my favorite out of Song of Minor or Diary Alicia Keys, but this would do a good album for me. So on the charts, top 200 charts, it peaked at number 1. Top R&B hip hop charts, it peaked at number 1. And this album went 4-time platinum. All right, next album we got for Alicia Keys is The Element of Freedom. Have you heard of The Element of Freedom?
I didn't listen to the album itself, but the singles were definitely dope.
I actually did hear this album.
Was it a great album?
It was a good album. It was a good album. So, but really drew me in on this album was the singles though. But this was a good album.
The singles was kind of good.
The single was good. So let's talk about the singles real quick. So the singles we had on this album, she had 6 singles on this album. Doesn't mean anything. I remember that. I remember that song.
I don't.
Try Sleeping with a Broken Heart. Put it in a love song. I believe that's a song with Beyonce.
Yeah, that is.
It's funny because that song supposed to have a video for it. It said the video was recorded and everything, but nobody seen the video ever.
Wow.
And it's crazy because I've seen the acid granted. I seen them making. I seen them when they were making this video, but this video would never release. I don't know why. It's weird. It's weird. Empire State of Mind Part 2. Unthinkable, I'm Ready, which was an amazing song. And Wait Till You See My Smile. So what was your favorite song with this album?
Unthinkable. Just like that.
Just like that. I got a couple. I got Love Is Blind, Try Sleeping with a Broken Heart, and Unthinkable. And I got a shout out to the new sexual himself, Drake. Drake wrote that song and was in the remix. So
yeah, because I remember he had a did a version with him singing and rapping on the same song.
Yeah, cause
later.
Yeah, cause on the original he was the background. He wrote the song. He was also in the background of Unthinkable in the original one. So you can hear his ad-libs with Alicia on the song in the original one. And then on the remix, he sang and he rapped on it. So yeah. And I hope
was that part of a mixtape for him?
No, it's on. I think it's on. Should be on the. It should be on Spotify actually. The hit version is under Alicia Keys. It said Unthinkable Remix. Yeah, it should be on Spotify. So let's see how it did on charts. This album peaked at number 2 on the charts, on top 200 charts. It peaked at number 1 for top hip hop and R&B charts. And this album was 2-time platinum. So next we're gonna talk about the queen of the night. Well, she was the queen of the 90s. 2000, she did okay. 2002, just one big album that happened in 2000. Mariah Carey. How you feel about Mariah Carey?
It was a lot of up and down for her in the 2000s. She had like some lows, and then she came back, and then she had some lows again.
Yeah.
So we'll explain it right now, so the audience to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I agree. She did early 2000 Mariah. I wasn't feeling it. But then she had a big comeback, a really big comeback, especially after she teamed up with Jimmy Dupree again, and I guess he brought her back to fire, But yeah, like Roddy mentioned, she did have the highs and lows in 2000, and we're gonna talk about that right now. First album she came out in the 2000 was Glitter, which was also a movie. For the way you just sided down, I don't think I need to ask you how you feel about this album.
I think we need to move up. Oh, just
I agree. I can't even say much. I didn't really listen. I did hear Lover Boy. It was alright, but not enough to really keep me joined in. So we just gonna move on. Let's see how it did on charts. On the top Billboard charts, this peaked at number 7. The top R&B hip hop charts peaked at number 6. And this album was just platinum.
Not even more than once, y'all.
No, it's only one top platinum.
Which means that in real record keeping, she still did okay.
Yeah, she did okay. Yeah, even though
because people don't even get. Not a lot of people even get platinum. Sometimes they get gold, and that's it. They don't even get that.
Yeah, and this album received really bad reviews. It's crazy bad reviews from what I heard. Also, the movie did terrible.
I remember.
And I seen that movie, and I don't even want to speak about it. It was terrible. But I love Mariah. But yeah, let's just carry on. Next album.
I was gonna say something else.
Oh, see what you got to say, son.
I don't know. It's like she have a huge diehard fan base already. So more than likely, because of the fact that she had a diehard fan base, that this album still did okay.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. She did have a fan base. Remember, she threw it playing on TRL, killing it. Either way, so yeah. I mean, yeah. So next album she came out with Charm Bracelet, and I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't listen to this album because I was too upset about Glitter, so I didn't even bother listening to the album. I was too upset with Mariah with that Glitter album, so I didn't give this album a chance.
I'm sorry, I didn't give it a chance either.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, me either.
I love it.
The singles was "Through the Rain," "Boy I Need You," which were featured Cameron, and "Bring It On the Heartbeat." And I can't even say what my favorite song was this album because I didn't listen to this album. So we're gonna carry on and see how it did on the charts. So on the charts, this peaked at number 3 on top 200 Billboard charts. Top R&B hip hop chart peaked at number 2, and this album was just platinum.
Damn, this did horrible for her too.
Even though platinum is good for as a whole, for Mariah, this is not good for Mariah though. You know, they're not good for Mariah though.
Not when you have a bunch of albums in the freaking 90s that's doing 5, 6, and 7 times platinum. But we'll talk about this next album.
But this next album though was her big comeback album, the Emancipation of Mimi. Woo! How you feel about the Emancipation of Mimi?
Nah, she did her thing on this album. Jermaine Dupri did most of the album, and whoever else that I don't know was producing and wrote it. Yeah, she did her thing.
Nah, she really did do her thing on this album.
It made me even take a peek and listen.
This was a pretty dope album. I love this album, right? She killed it. She killed this album. Shout out to her Pharrell. This was an amazing album. So let's talk about the singles of this album. So the singles of this album, she had 6 singles of this album.
Damn.
Like that, We Belong Together, Shake It Off, Get Your Number, Fly Like a Bird, and Say Something. It's crazy because I don't remember Fly Like a Bird.
Me neither.
And I heard Get Your Number recently. I believe that was with Nelly. I think Nelly or Jermaine Dupri. One of them. It was one of them on this song. Get Your Number. I think it was. Oh yeah, Jermaine Dupri. But what was your favorite song off this album?
Shake It Off, We Belong Together, Joyride, the one and only.
For me, like that, We Belong Together. I did like Shake It Off. I like Shake It Off. Say Something.
You're always gonna win from that song. Like, that's what I notice about music.
Yeah, I agree.
So We Belong Together, everybody related to it because it makes you feel good, like Wedding Song. It gave you the same feeling as a Brian McKnight Wedding Song. Like, it was just one of those songs.
It was, it's so soulful. It's so. I felt that song, man. I felt that song. All right, she killed it. I felt that song for real. And on the charts, this is not surprising. It peaked at number 1. Top 200 Billboard charts, top R&B hip hop charts, peaking number 1, and Ryan, let's take a guess. How many top platinum the album was?
Was it 8?
I'm gonna say 7. And I have my eye closed. I ain't looking at the final sheet yet. So let's see if one of us right. And this was 7 top platinum.
Damn.
Yeah, this was an amazing album, man.
Nah, this was definitely her comeback.
It was.
This made up for the last 2 hours.
Exactly.
Flopped really bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
This made everybody forgive her.
Yeah.
All the other, We Belong Together was a single and a remix, but then all the other singles that came after held up the album too.
It did. Like, yeah.
Thank you, Jermaine Dupri, for making another masterpiece.
Masterpiece of Mimi 2. How you feel about this part 2?
I didn't like it.
I liked some songs off it, but it wasn't like how I felt about part 1. It wasn't a bad album. It just I didn't get the same feeling from part 1. I guess you tried to keep that momentum You know, part one was amazing, but it didn't follow up as it did like part one. Yeah. Singles off this album was "Touch My Body," "Bye Bye," "I Be Loving You a Long Time," and "I Stay in Love." Do you have a favorite song off this album?
No, this wasn't it. For me,
"Touch My Body" was pretty much the only real song I like. I
got tired of it after a while.
I like it. It was catchy. I love that. I like the song. Alright, but they play the song a lot though. They did play a song a lot. I ain't gonna hold you. So this album peaked at number 1 for top 200 Billboard charts. It peaked at number 1 for top R&B hip hop charts, and this album just went platinum. So yeah. So next artist we're gonna talk about is Mary J. Blige. How you feel about Mary J. Blige in 2000s?
She was the, I don't know, I love 90s Mary, to be honest, more than 2000 Mary, but 2000 Mary still had some bangers.
I would have to say up and down for me for the 2000 Mary. Like, I would say early 2000 Mary was really dope, but late 2000 Mary was alright, you know, but she do come out with bangers though.
Similar to what I just said. Okay.
Yeah, basically. So let's talk about So let's talk about the first album of 2000, No More Drama. How you feel about No More Drama?
I didn't listen to the album.
Oh wow, really?
I just know about the singles. I didn't listen to this album.
Crazy enough, I had this album. And
how was it as a whole?
It was a good album as a whole. This was just like Mariah. This was a comeback album for Mary. So, and plus around this time she changed her life already. So she changed her life completely. She more positive. I believe she probably about to get married. Well, at the time this was a good thing. At the time this was a good thing because we know what happened later. But but this album as a whole was a really dope album. I really liked this album as a whole. So the singles of this album was, of course, "Family Affair," which was her comeback album, "No More Drama," "Dance for Me," and "Rainy Days" with Ja Rule, which that was a deluxe edition song.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you can't say your favorite song unless you did you like the singles of this album?
I like the "Family Affair" and "Rainy Days," and I could deal with "No More Drama" every now and then, but that's it.
I know for me, "No More Drama," "Rainy Days," and I believe it's one more song, but it's been a long time since I heard this album. I want to say "Beautiful Day." It was a long time since I heard this album, but this was a good album when I heard it, like a long time ago. So in the top 200 Billboard charts, peak at number 2 on top 200 Billboard charts, and peak at number 1 for top R&B hip hop charts. And this was
a home run for her.
Yeah, it was. It's 3-time platinum. This was Mary's comeback album. So the next album she had was "Love and Life." How you feel about "Love and Life"?
I hated it.
Really?
The thing is, I guess the singles didn't impress me, to be honest, for this album. I'm just being honest. The singles didn't impress me, so I didn't bother to even stream it.
I didn't hear this album until later, but I heard all the singles of this album. I did like some of the singles. I didn't like all the singles though. I like some of the singles. So the singles of this album were "Love at First Sight" with Method Man.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Later, 50 Cent did a remix to "Ooh." "Not Today" with Future Eve. "Whenever I Say Your Name," and "It's a Rap." So did you have a favorite song on this album?
No. This just wasn't it for me in my eyes.
Honestly, for me, I could just say "Not Today," "Ooh," and "Love at First Sight." And how it did on charts, peaking number 1 for top 200 Billboard charts, peaking number 1 for top R&B hip hop charts, and this album went it went platinum. Alright, next album we're gonna talk about is "The Breakthrough." Alright, did you hear the Breakthrough?
Yes, "The Breakthrough." I heard it playing. Yeah, I heard the breakthrough. This one was actually a good album as a whole.
I ain't gonna hold you. I got the breakthrough mixed up with Love and Life. Cause when I look at the singles, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the album. Okay, got it. I got this mixed up with Love and Life. Now this album was good. This was a good album. I heard this album.
I like the. This was definitely my second. I can say this here. My second Mary album. My first was the one in '98, Share My World.
Nice. So let's talk about the singles of this album. So the singles he had would Be Without You.
Woo!
Enough Crying.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
And Take Me As I Am.
Yes.
So for the reactions, basically all those I just mentioned were your favorites.
Yes.
There you go. I had to say
this was a home for Mary. For me, this was a home run in my eyes for Mary. You did your thing on this one, Mary. I give you applause for this one.
I definitely gotta listen to this whole album again. Cause I look at it, and this was it looked good. But for as terms of my favorite singles, definitely Enough Crying. Be Without You was my favorite Mary song. Oh my god, love that song. That was one of my favorite Mary songs. She killed it on that song. Can't Hide From Love with Jay-Z, and Take Me As I Am. And I love Take Me As I Am. I love that song. I really love that song too. So I agree with you, Roddy. Mary really did her thing on this album. She really
whoever was on the production and the writing on this album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also the song with my favorite Sadiq, I Found My Everything. That was another song I like too. I gotta add that in there too.
And they did a remix for Hated or Loved It. I think it was on this album.
I think it. Oh yeah. MJB, the MVP. Yeah. It was that. Yeah. I remember that song too. Now, this was a good album. This was a good album for Murray. It was a good one.
Yeah, bro. Go on.
Yeah, so let's talk about the charts. You already know this peak at number 1 for top 200 Billboard charts. Peak at number 1 with top R&B hip hop charts. This was 3-time platinum. But this was a really dope album. Go Mary.
This was a very dope one.
This was a really dope album. And next we got Growing Pains. And to the point, this Mary was really happy on this album. So how you feel about Growing Pains?
I didn't get this album a chance. I didn't get this album a listen. How did you listen to it?
At the time I didn't listen to it. I listened to the album later down the line.
How was the album as a whole?
It was alright. It was an okay album. It was an okay album as a whole. So the singles on this album were Just Fine, which I have mixed feelings about the song. I don't know. I guess it was also that I got annoyed with. Just Fine. So,
I heard it so much.
Yeah, I just got annoyed with it. I mean, I didn't hate it. I just got annoyed with it. Work That and Stay Down. And Stay Down with Usher.
I remember Stay Down. Shake Down.
Oh, shake. Just Stay Down. Yeah. Oh, she had a Shake Down. Oh, Shake Down too. Yeah. Cause it do got a song called Stay Down in this album and a song called Shake Down.
Yeah.
So the song that was a single off this album was Stay Down.
Yeah, I remember Stay Down.
Yeah. So what were your favorite songs off this album?
I didn't listen to the album and the singles. I mean, Just Fine I could say, but I don't know. I won't listen to Just Fine these days. So.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite song was this album. It wasn't even a single. It was one of the album cuts called To the Morning, and that was a Neptune production. I like for real killed that song with the production that So this album peaked at number 1 on the top 200 Billboard charts. Album peaked at number 1 for top R&B hip hop charts, and this album was platinum. Yeah, and next album we got is Stronger with Each Tear. Did you hear this album?
I definitely did not.
This album had a lot of singles though. I heard the singles of this album. I didn't hear the album itself. But yeah, let's talk about the singles real quick. The singles is The One, which was with Drake. Stronger, which was originally written for Chris Brown originally.
Wow.
Kerry Hilton wrote the song. It was originally for Chris Brown. I heard a version of Chris Brown a long time ago. But I guess instead, Mary got it. Mary got the song instead. Then another song called I Am.
Mm-hmm.
Then another song called Each Tear. And then we got Hello. I believe that was with Trey Songz. Yeah. We got Hello and Trey Songz, yeah. What was your favorite song on this album if you have one?
This one had the one, right?
Yeah, the Drake, yeah.
That was the only song.
I agree with you. The one with one of them. I believe I'm Stronger. I liked it Stronger, and I liked it In the Morning. Yeah. So this album peaked at number 2, top 200 Billboard charts. Peaked at number 1 for top R&B hip hop charts, and this album went gold. So this next artist we're gonna talk about is Ashanti. So let's talk about the first album, Self-Titled. How do you feel about Self-Titled?
It was an okay breakthrough album. It was okay. I didn't really warm up to Ashanti as yet. What about you?
I agree. I actually hold you when this album came out. Let me rewind it real quick. So you know, Ashanti first came out on Always on Time. Well, from what we know, was Always on Time. I heard she was behind the scene writing J-Lo hits. And they were using Ashanti voice on J-Lo track, but we will get to that for another story for another time. then she was on Always on Time with Ja Rule, and then she came with her solo album. This first album, I mean, as a whole, was a good album, but it's one of the albums I got annoyed with though. Okay, too many people playing it. Too many people were playing it. To the point that I couldn't really enjoy it, because too much people playing it. I mean, at least now that I can listen to this album, man, I can say I enjoyed this album. But when at the time the album came out, I could not enjoy this album at all. And this was the time we was in Roasted too, so yeah. So you know how that goes. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
So the singles on this album were "Foolish," "Happy," and "Baby."
Happy was cool. I can listen to Happy anytime.
So that's your only favorite song on this album?
Yes.
I agree. I like the Happy. Happy was a really dope song. It's a fun song. I love Happy. Dream was a cool song. I mean, and I like Baby. Foolish was a good song, but like I said, what I'm sorry, I got annoyed with because clearly that song became big after a while.
It became big.
Yeah, that song came big after a while. You remember that song?
And they had the Biggie remix.
Yeah, they had the Biggie remix. Remember that song was on the charts for like just as much, like almost as much as we belong together. So yeah, I mean, Ashanti, really did have a dope debut album. Though I gotta hold you. She had a dope debut though. She killed it on this album. But but at the time I listened to it, I could enjoy it. So top 200 Billboard charts, peak at number 1. Top R&B hip hop charts, peak at number 1. And this album went 3-time platinum.
You said 3?
Yeah, 3-time platinum.
Yeah.
So next album we will talk about is Chapter 2. How you feel about Chapter 2?
I liked it more.
Chapter 2 is cool. I listened to the album later, and this was a good album. I mean, not really much to say, but yeah. So the singles on this album were "Rock with You," "Rain on Me," and "Break Up to Make Up." So, what was your favorite song on this album, Roddy?
"Rock with You" and "Rain on Me."
I would have to say "Rock with You" and "Make Up to Break Up." Break Up to Make Up.
I didn't like Break Up to Break Up.
Yeah. I mean, Rock With You is okay, but yeah. And on the Billboard chart, peak at the top 200 Billboard chart, peak at number 1. The top 200 Billboard chart, peak at number 1 for top R&B hip hop charts. And this went platinum. Oh wow! All right, this didn't do good as I thought. I thought it'd be more than that. Yeah, both. And first I was 3-time platinum, but yeah, I thought it'd be a little better than that. So next album we had for Ashanti was Concrete Rose. How you feel about Concrete Rose?
I didn't listen to the album as a whole.
I heard songs of the album. I didn't listen to the whole album, so I don't have much to say about this album. Singles of this album was Only You and Don't Let Them.
And I like Only You, just because that beat is hard.
I agree, yo. I like Only You as well. That beat is fire, man. We got to shout out to Seven. He produced that beat. That that beat is crazy. Like, oh my god. Like that was a fire beat though. I ain't gonna hold you. That beat is fire. So on the top Billboard charts, top 200 Billboard charts, they peak at number 7. On top R&B hip hop chart, they peak at number 2. And this album went platinum. And the last album we're gonna talk about from Ashanti is the Decoration.
The Declaration.
Decoration. My bad. How you feel about the Decoration?
I didn't like this album because I felt like it was too poppy and girly in my eyes.
I don't remember hearing this album as a whole, but the singles that she came out with was cool singles to me. I enjoyed the singles that she came out with. And the singles off this album were The Way You Love Me, That I Love You, Body on Me with Nelly Akon.
Oh, sure, that was on this, right?
Yeah. Cause remember, they had a version on Nelly album, and Ashanti had a version on her album, and they were dating at the time too. And on her version, it was more her singing on her version. She had more she had verses and stuff on her version. And the last thing was Good.
Hated Good.
I hated Good too. So what song did you like off this album?
I guess I could only say Body on Me. I didn't like the other songs, and I didn't give the album a chance. I didn't give it a listen.
I didn't give the album a chance either, but I did like Body on Me, and also The Way That I Love You. I like the Way That I Love You. That beat was kind of fire too. That piano beat. Yeah, but yeah.
Who was producing? Was it Roddy?
Let me see. For The Way That I Love You, producer was Hudson. I don't even know who that is.
No, I never heard of.
I know Akon produced, of course. Body on Me, of course. Good with Jermaine Dupri. Yeah, this whole album, whoever Huskin is, he was the producer of this album. But yeah, so on the charts, top 200 chart peak at number 6, top R&B hip hop chart peak at number 2, and this album did not go platinum at all.
Can you blame it?
I can't blame it. I can't blame it. I cannot blame it at all. This was
when Ashanti was starting to fall off.
Yeah, and
I don't even know if she was still on. I think Irv Gotti thing happened way before this, right?
This was after this album. Cause remember she was dating Nelly, so I think around this time her and Gertie's thing started falling off. Yeah, I believe it was around this time. Yeah. So next album, the next person we're gonna talk about is Brandy in the 2000s. How you feel about Brandy in 2000s?
I wasn't a huge. I liked some stuff from her in the 2000s, but not overall. I wasn't a big fan of 2000s.
I agree with you. I love Brandy, man. I love Brandy, but I feel like I didn't really give her 2000 stuff a chance like that. Other than like Full Moon, but I didn't really give other 2 albums in 2000 a chance like that. Even though I listened to her stuff later, and I should have given it more of a chance. So let's talk about Full Moon.
I heard something.
So you already know after Moesha ended, she got pregnant. Full Moon came out. This was more of her trying to be the adult Brandy at the time. So you say you heard from Moon. You say heard from Moon, right?
Yeah, I heard from him.
What you think about it?
The production was good. It was so far back that I don't remember the album cuts, but I did used to have "What About Us" on repeat and "Full Moon" on repeat.
Yeah. Around this time, when this album actually came out, I didn't hear the whole album as a whole, but the singles made me enjoy this album. It made me want to listen to the album as a whole, but I didn't never got a chance to listen to this album at the time until oddly after the verses actually. I kind of ran back a lot of Brandy stuff, and I heard this album. That was really, really good, you know. So yeah. Singles off this album was "What About Us," "Full Moon," and "He Is."
I don't remember "He Is."
I heard it. I kind of remember it now. I didn't remember at the time. I know what it is now, but yeah. What do you think was "Full Moon"?
Full Moon and "What About Us."
For me, "Full Moon," "What About Us," and put that on everything. So let's talk about the charts. On the charts, top 200 Billboard charts peak at number 2, top 100 R&B hip hop charts peak at number 1, and this album was just platinum. So next album was Aphrodisiac. How you feel about Aphrodisiac?
I like the singles, but I didn't listen to the album as a whole.
I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of people said this album was really good. And I'm upset that I never give this album a chance. Like I said, I listened to this album after the verses with her and Monica. And this album was very underrated, yo. The album was really good. This album was really good.
Was a lot of people talking about the album?
Yes. Everybody keeps saying this was her best album. And people keep saying that. I was shocked. So this is probably something that I'm probably going to listen to again. But yeah, mad people said this was one of her best albums. It was very underrated. Very underrated.
Wow.
Yeah. So the singles on this album was, of course, Talk About Our Love with Kanye West, Who Is She To You, which she did have a virtual with Usher, and Aphrodisiac. So what were your favorite songs on this album?
Who Is She To You? And Talk About Our Love. That's it.
I Talk About Love. And that's another song she had. Should I Go?
I can't seem to find the one with Usher on streaming.
That yeah, for some reason that is not on streaming. I agree. I do not know why.
I hate when they have these remixes or certain versions you can't find it.
Yeah,
it's annoying. Go on, man.
So Talk About Love. How I Feel, Should I Go? Siren, it's another song that she had on this album. I think it's on this album. Wildest Dream. I believe it's on this album. Yeah, so this album peaked at number 3 on the top 200 Billboard charts, peaked at number 4 on the top R&B hip hop charts, and this album went gold. Dang.
So wait, it was a great album and it went gold?
Yeah,
I mean, it was really underrated.
Yeah. Mad people say this album was underrated. Mad people say this album is underrated. Like I've been hearing that for years. I remember at the time I didn't get this album a chance though, at all. I feel like I should have though, but yeah. So next album she had was Human. Have you heard Human?
I stopped listening to Brandy at this point. I'm sorry.
Sadly, I actually did too. I feel bad about that too. Actually, yeah.
And you gotta understand that when these songs come out, they're competing against a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So like this was the time when like Trey and Music and Chris and them was like on top of their game.
Yeah, you were too much people.
So even if you was a Brandy fan, this album probably got lost in the sauce for a lot of people like me because what was big during that year.
Yeah, I agree.
That was why I didn't really care for this. Go on.
Yeah, and I heard the singles I mean, the single was alright, but it wasn't enough to really want to listen to this album. No, single off this album was Right Here and Long Distance.
I didn't even like the singles, bro.
Right Here, I couldn't get into Right Here like that. I did like the Long Distance, but other than that, yeah. And I also the backtrack. Yes, remember the song I didn't mention, About a Dream? That was on the last album. I don't know why it wasn't listed, but that song was on the last album. I don't know, Wikipedia. I gotta get your facts together, man, for real. Cause y'all gotta be out here bugging. So on the Billboard charts, Louise, they peak at number 15 on the Billboard charts.
But you do remember what I just said? Like during this, she didn't have a fighting chance because this was the peak of Trey, Chris, Nicki. There's a lot of people that was hot that year.
A lot of people, yeah. She
didn't have a fight. I'm sorry. It would have been if it would have came out during the time that all these hot people wasn't on top of their game, she would have had a chance. Go on.
No, I agree. And the peak at number 15 on number 5 on top R&B hip hop charts. This album would not platinum or anything.
And I think the hip hop stations didn't stop playing her around this time, right?
Yeah, they did. And also, remember around this time, she had a car crash around that time too.
Oh, that was around this. Oh,
yeah,
damn.
This was around this time. Yeah, Brandy was going through it around this time too. So,
yeah. This was not a good album for her at all, bro. And the timer was bad.
Yeah, but good things. I mean, of course, she made a comeback eventually. Got on the game and then had more. My album had a B7 album, which was really good. So she had a comeback. At least she had a comeback. So that's good. So yeah. Next, we're gonna talk about Toni Braxton. How you feel about Toni Braxton stuff?
Toni Braxton was better in the 90s.
No, I agree with that. For some reason, I love Toni Braxton as a person, but I just couldn't get into her album like that in 2000s. Maybe a couple songs, but I just couldn't be like a big fan of Toni in 2000s for some reason.
I feel like, to be honest, her label tried to make her so modern and to the ancient times that it didn't fit as well. If I'm saying it right, it didn't fit as well with the songs that she was doing. It didn't come off like she was being authentic.
Yeah, I feel like she wouldn't be herself. I get it. Yeah, because the songs that she came out in 2000, it wasn't a bad song. It just didn't fit her. At least to me.
It was like somebody else. It should have been given to somebody else, to be honest.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But that's
not saying that she didn't do her best, but it is what it is.
No. I agree with you. But let's talk about Toni Braxton. So, the first album she had in 2000 was The Heat. How do you feel about The Heat?
I didn't listen to the album, so I don't know.
I didn't either, but let's talk about the singles she had. He Wasn't Man Enough. Oh, well, of course, we already know. Y'all already know what that sample is now. Yeah. It was one of the hottest songs last year. Yeah. This was that song. He Wasn't Man Enough. This was one of that song, yeah. Just Be a Man About It. Of Spanish Guitar and Maybe.
I couldn't get into none of these songs. Maybe He Wasn't Man Enough, but it was played so much that it got tiring after a while.
Yeah.
Because when you think about this album, that was her strongest single.
It was, yeah.
So what the radios would, what people would perceive back in the day, listeners, your first single, if it's strong, if your second single and your third single don't try to match, the radio automatically gonna play the hit all the time. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happened with this album. Like the other singles wasn't coming up or matching. So
I
they
agree.
just kept running it back. He wasn't man enough, so they couldn't.
I agree because I wasn't. Yeah, but I mean, I agree because I wasn't feeling spinning guitar like that. I wasn't feeling just being man about it. I would have feeling maybe he was a man enough was probably the only song that was okay, but that wasn't even my favorite song either. So
but it was a song. It was a song that was dominating radio.
It was, yeah, it was. And but like we mentioned, like as of 2022, maybe even 2023 now, Burna Boy got the biggest song off that sample. But Last Lies, because this is what that song was, Last Lies. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Shout out to Tony. On the Billboard charts, it's peaked at number 2 of the top 200 Billboard charts. Peaked at number 1 on top R&B hip hop charts.
Woo!
And this album with 2-time platinum. Oh wow!
So it still did moderately good as an album.
Yeah, it did moderately good. I'm shocked. Yeah,
I'm real shocked because the singles was trash.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling singles at all. So next album we're gonna talk about because we ain't gonna talk about the Christmas album. So we're gonna dive into the next album, which is More Than a Woman.
What was the singles off of this? I don't remember that.
She only had one single off this album, which was Hit the Freeway, which was featured Loon. I said Zoom. Loon.
It wasn't a strong enough single.
It wasn't at all. The song was okay, but I didn't like it. I didn't listen to the album at all. Let's see how it did on the charts. On the charts, this peaked at number 13, top 200 Billboard chart, peaked at number 5 in top R&B hip hop charts, and this album only went gold. And
can you blame it?
I can't. I think around this time, Toni Braxton was starting. It was kind of the downfall of Toni Braxton around this time when she went bankrupt and stuff like that. I think this was around this time. Cause after that album, she had on greatest hits albums.
And just like Mally said, Mally Mal from the Premier Boys podcast,
yeah,
he mentioned in the episode for Premier Boys Back that most of the time the greatest hits album is basically a placeholder for the artist to eat. And I believe that. Yeah, because a lot of people, they have greatest hits and then they make essentials all the time.
Yeah,
in between their albums. And number 1.
Yeah, that's true. But somebody knows from somebody else from the Purple Book says something else about when his album, which I know I don't say, but yeah. But let's carry on. And the last
album about that also.
Yeah. but the last I'm gonna talk about from Toni Braxton is Libra, which were recently got put back on Spotify recently due to background on records. So how you feel about Libra?
I don't even know what songs was on there.
It's been a long time because, like I said, it was not on streaming service for a very long time until last year. So I can't even remember what was on this album. So the singles on this album was Please, Trippin', That's the Way Love Works, Take This Ring, Subtly, and The Time of Our Life.
And I don't think the radio was running these songs.
I don't think so either, because I don't remember any of them that.
Everything you just named, I don't know it, so I can't even tell you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I look back to listen to this album to see if I actually know this album, and I really didn't know this album. So
I think Ken, that this was the time that R&B was just in trouble. So like,
yeah.
Number 1, the radio stopped playing R&B artists like that unless she was Christopher Brown and a couple of other R&B females, and that's it.
Yeah. And let's talk about the charts real quick. So this album peaked at number 4 on top 200 Billboard charts. Peaked at number 2 on top R&B hip hop charts. And the album went gold. So yeah, this was a time, like you mentioned. Remember, towards the end of 2000, R&B was starting to slow down, heavy. So
the promotion for R&B during this time was already in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Unless you were people who were named like Chris Brown.
Yeah, pretty much. So last episode we talked about Day 26 and how they got put on for making the band. So on this episode we're gonna talk about another group that was made by making the band, Danity Kane. How you feel about Danity Kane as a group?
They were okay. Yes. I didn't really care too much about their music.
Yeah, kind of the same. I mean, I liked them. I liked them individually, but as a collective group and in music, they was okay for me as well. It didn't do nothing for me. But yeah, let's talk about the first album, self-titled. How you feel about self-titled?
I didn't listen to the album, so I don't even know.
I mean, I heard most of these songs. I watched the band making the band, so I know most of these songs. I didn't like the first album, like at all. I didn't like the first album for them. So, like I said, I like the Day 26 first album better than I like their first album.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't like their first album like that. That is a song I didn't really like them the songs like that. Singles of this album was Showstopper and Ride For You. Yeah, I can't even say of a song that I like because I didn't really like this first album. So yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. Billboard charts picking up #1 top 200 Billboard charts picking up #1 top R&B hip hop charts, and this album went platinum. Second album from them though, Welcome to the Dollhouse. How you feel about Welcome to the Dollhouse?
I didn't listen, so I don't know.
I actually did listen to this album. This album was way, way better than the first.
Everything wise, production, writing,
everything. This is like Day 26 second album was better. Their second album was better than the first. So the singles off this album were Damage and Bad Girl.
Damage is catchy.
Yeah. I like the Damage. I like the Bad Girl. I like it. Sucker for Love, which that was one of my favorite songs with this album. And I like it. Poetry. I liked it. As anybody listening, top 200 Billboard chart to pick at #1. Top R&B hip hop charts pick at #1, and this went gold. So yeah, to carry on. Next artist we'll go into is Keisha Cole. How you feel about Keisha Cole in the 2000s?
Keisha Cole was killing it.
She was killing it. I 100% agree. When I saw her on I Changed My Mind, I was like, yo, who hit this girl? I really like this song. She's killing it. And I liked it Love, but then everybody started liking it, and it just turned me off after that. But me saying that doesn't mean that she wasn't a good artist, because she was a good artist. It just, you know, when things get too popular,
yeah,
I just stopped liking it, you know. And that song Love got way too popular. Way too popular. Clearly it's a hit.
Rachel.
Yeah, I mean it's a hit. Clearly it's a hit, but it's just, yeah, it's just me. It's just me. So let's talk about The Way It Is. How you feel about The Way It Is?
The Way It Is was good. I actually, due to me having a lot of females around during that time, I actually heard it. But I kind of didn't pay attention to the album cuts. I did hear it. It's a solid work.
I heard most of the songs. This was a good album as a whole. So this was a good album as a whole. So yeah, shout out to Keisha Cole. So the singles on this album was I Changed My Mind. Of course, later they had a remix with Shine on it. I Just Wanted to Be Over, which honestly I didn't know. I thought that was the last single, but then I Should Have Had Cheated, and then Love was the last single. I didn't know Love was the last single, but yeah. I always thought that was like the first. I always thought that was the second single.
I loved I Changed My Mind and Love Both.
For me, I Changed My Mind. I Just Want to Be Over. I mean, I can add love to it now. I can add love to it, and I Should Have Cheated. Yeah, but I Changed My Mind was my favorite song off the album. So top 200 Billboard charts pick at #6. Top R&B hip hop chart pick at #2. This album went platinum.
As it should.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna hold you. Even though the Way It Is was a good album, I felt like this album was better. Let's talk about Just Like You.
Ooh, her sophomore effort, bro.
Dude, yes. I ain't gonna hold you. This was a amazing album. I love this album. This made me a Kishiko fan after that. You know, yeah, she killed this album for real. She killed this album. That's all I gotta say about that. Singles off this album was "Let It Go" with Little Kim and Missy. Should have let you go. I forgot who the girl she was featured on. I Remember and Heaven Sent.
This album, bro.
Right, what's your favorite song of this album?
Heaven Sent, Should Have Let You Go, Let It Go, Last Night.
Yeah, I agree with you. Should Have Let You Go, I Remember, Heaven Sent, Let It Go, and also Last Night. Top 200 Billboard chart pick at number 2. Top R&B hip hop chart pick at number 1, and this album went platinum.
Well, it should have went more times platinum because she had the TV show and everything.
I agree. Yeah, because around this time the TV show was out too. That's another thing too. I agree. It should have been more than that. I agree with that. It should have been more than that. But since we're here, yo, who we felt won that versus Ashanti or Keyshia Cole?
Oh, I can't remember. For some reason, I feel like it was Ashanti.
Yeah, I think it was too. I think Ashanti did. Yeah, I think it was Ashanti as well. Ashanti did better on that versus the Keyshia Cole. Our next album we're gonna talk about is A Different Me. How you feel about A Different Me?
I'm sorry I didn't listen to this one.
I heard some songs on this album. This was an okay album. Not much to talk about it. I mean, the singles was alright, but it wasn't strong enough to me really want to check out this album though as a whole. So the singles was Play Your Cards Right, with Tupac, You Complete Me, and Trust. I believe Trust was from Monica.
Wow, yes, it was.
Oh yeah. For me, I guess Play Your Cards Right was probably the only song that really caught my attention, and I think Brand New, and that was really it. Nothing out there really not really catch my attention on this album at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I checked out from her around this time.
Alright. So top 200 Billboard charts peak at number 2. Top 100 top R&B hip hop charts peak at number 1, and this album went platinum.
What?
Yeah.
It must have been the fan base, cause
she do got a fan base though. She do got a solid fan base though. So yeah.
A lot of times no matter who you are, if you drop a not so great album, your fan base can carry you to the top.
Oh, that's a fact. So the next album, in the 2000s, she was a writer to many artists. She was pretty much writer to Jennifer Lopez. She was a writer for Mary J. Blige. She was a writer to R. Kelly. She was a writer to many people. She joined up with Timbaland, and then she came out with her solo album. And she only had one album in the 2000s era. Her second album was in the 2010 era. We're gonna talk about Miss Carrie Hilson, aka what Lil Wayne would say, Carrie baby. How you feel about Carrie Hilson?
Carrie Hilson was okay. She's okay.
I'm not gonna hold you, son. I had the biggest crush on Carrie Hilson, man. The biggest crush on Carrie Hilson, man. I was a fan of her. Talented woman, very beautiful. Yeah, Carrie Hilson, man. She's Louise. So let's talk about her album, A Perfect World. In a Perfect World. How you feel about this album?
It was okay. It was okay album. I didn't listen to the whole album. Just know about the singles.
Nah, I listened to the album. This was a really good album. Good debut album. This was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I like it. But what I didn't know that this album came out with six singles though.
6?
6 singles. Yep. 6 singles.
Sweet.
So the singles were of course Energy, Return the Favor, Turn Me On, Knock You Down with Kanye and Neo.
Oh yeah.
Make Love, and Slow Dance.
How did her label put out 6 singles? That's on the first album.
Ask Timbaland, because she was on the Timbaland label.
Never mind. Timbaland was kind of doing the most for his artists.
He does though. Timbaland really does though. I mean, we talk about last episode. We talk about Justin. Putting out with Mad. Going hard for him. Only think about it. Also, Nelly Furtado, especially when she had that album with Permission with the girl. When she done it with him, he helped out heavy. He got her big comeback. So Timbaland, and of course the next artist we're gonna get to after this soon, another artist that Timbaland worked with, we'll get to later on in this episode. Yeah, Timbaland worked hard for his artists though. I gotta give him that. He go hard for his artists, like for real.
Like you can release as much songs as you want as singles. Like you want to release 6, you want to release 10, you can release it. Like sheesh. Yeah. I think he gives them a little bit more leeway to do more.
I think so too. Yeah, he get them creative freedom. I think he does. And he believe he even see potential in the artist, he gonna go hard for him. So anyway, know he's a big fan of Timbaland, so shout out to Tim, man. So what was your favorite song off the album?
Knock Me Down and Turning Me On.
For me, with Energy, Knock You Down, Alternative, Turn the Favor, and Make Love. I like this album. This album is a really good album, though. I'm not gonna hold you. This was a really good album. So on the charts, just pick at number 4 on the top 200 Billboard charts. Pick at number 1 on the top R&B hip hop charts, and this album went gold.
Mm-hmm.
So next artist we're gonna talk about is Ciara. How you feel about Ciara?
Ciara, for me, she wasn't a strong artist like that. She had some bops here and there, but that was it. Like, that's how I feel about her.
I liked the Ciara when she first came out. I enjoy her music. So, yeah, I liked the Ciara. I ain't gonna hold you. So her first album was called Goodies. Have you heard her first album?
I heard it.
How you feel about it?
It was alright. It had some stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It was a cool album. I liked a lot of the singles. I liked it. I heard the album, so this is a good album. So let's talk about the singles. So the single that she had off this album was Goodies with P.D. Pablo, 1 2 Step with Missy, O with Ludacris, and I.
Yeah, and I was very beautiful.
That was a beautiful song, man.
And Goodies was definitely my favorite song.
For me, was Goodies. I liked the 1 2 Step, but it wasn't my favorite. But I liked the 1 2 Step. I liked the O with Ludacris, and of course N.I. And I liked the remix too with Goodies with the T.I. and Jetty Faye.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. So the Billboard charts, we peak at number 3, top 200 Billboard charts. Peak at number 1 on top R&B hip hop chart, and this is the album with 3-time plat. Ciara had a good start on her debut album. And also, we got to shout out to Jetty Faye for her out.
Yeah.
But, even though Goody was good, I felt like the second album was way better than Goody's. Let's talk about the evolution of Ciara.
Oh, man, I tell you. That album has some joints.
Nah, this was a good album. The Evolution. I love all her singles on this album. And this album as a whole was a good album. I listened to this whole album later down the line. But yeah, shout out to Ciara for this album, man. This was a dope album. And first single of this album was Get Up with Chameleon, which was also on the Step Up soundtrack.
Yeah.
Step Up 2 soundtrack. I saw Step Up 2, so yeah, don't judge me. Second single was Promise, which I love Promise. The Third single was Like a Boy, and fourth single was Can't Leave You Alone with 50 Cent.
Yeah, I loved Promise.
Nah, shoot, I love Promise as well.
And this was the album with Like a Boy?
Yeah, Like a Boy.
They used to run Like a Boy a lot. And this album, most of the tracks I've heard during that time.
It was. This was a really dope album as a whole. My favorites was Get Up, My Love, Can't Leave It Alone, Promise, Like a Boy. And like I said, this was a really dope album, man. Let's see how it did on the charts. So on the charts, it peaked at number 1, top 200 Billboard charts. Peaked at number 1, top R&B hip hop charts. This album went platinum.
As it should.
Dope sophomore album, man. This was a dope sophomore album. Next, we got Fantasy Ride. It came out in 2009. Have you heard this album?
I'm sorry, I was turned off by the single, so I didn't even check it out, and I was kind of off the Sierra train at this point.
I heard this album later down the line. It was a cool album. I heard the singles. It's not memorable to me. Not to say that, but it wasn't bad. But the single just was not memorable like that. But the single that was on this album was "Go Girl." Never Ever was featured Jeezy, I believe. Love, Sex, Magic with Justin Timberlake, and Work.
Hated that song.
Work, which was Missy.
Oh man, I hated those two songs.
I forgot what Work was. I don't even remember what Work was. But what were your favorite songs of the album?
I thought Go Girl was with T-Pain. No, that's something. I'm thinking about another song.
So Go Girl. Let's see.
Oh, with T-Pain must have been a production.
Oh no, he was on it. T-Pain was on it.
Yeah, that song got annoying to me, and Love, Sex, Magic. I couldn't deal with this album. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it.
If I had to say, I guess Go Girl. I guess Go Girl. Love a Thing with the Dream. Never Ever. Turntable with Chris Brown. And sorry, Roddy, I did like this. I Love, Sex, and Magic. I ain't gonna hold you. That song was kind of catchy. But I ain't gonna hold you. Justin Timberlake had a version of his own, though, of the song.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he had a solo version of his own, but it's never been released. But I managed to find it on YouTube, and I heard it. And I kind of like his version better than them together.
That is something.
Yeah, and I also like the Echo too. I like the song Echo as well on this album. So let's see how this album did on the charts, y'all. Let's see how this album did on the charts. So on the charts, this album peaked at number 3 on the top 200 Billboard charts. Album peaked at number 2 on the top R&B hip hop charts. And dang, this album did not have no platinum or nothing status.
This shit didn't even go gold?
Nah. And I know it don't say.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one hated that.
Yeah, and now it's time it's time to tone it down a little. It's time to get a little sad for the last two women R&B artists. So first thing first, let's talk about Aaliyah.
She didn't have a longevity. She didn't have a chance to.
Yeah, I felt like her career was cut way too short, man. I ain't gonna hold you. If Aaliyah went through a lot, I feel like she would have been just as big as Beyonce. Like
I see it. I seen it.
Yeah.
He just needed more time to mature into the music and do more. Because One in a Million and AJ Nothing But a Number was kind of good.
It was a good album. It was a good album. But I ain't gonna hold you. And it's sudden, she passed away, in 2001, while her album came out. And around that time, she won a Grammy for that album. So her career was literally just picking up, and then she started doing movies. So it was just like, thing. Like I wish that she would have had more time, and to this day, this loss still hurt, So let's talk about Aaliyah's last album, self-titled.
Yeah.
Let's talk about self-titled.
Self-titled. It was a dope piece of work. I'm not even gonna lie. I could listen to it and I could stand when other people listen to it. It was a dope piece of work. I can't say nothing bad about it.
When this album came out, my cousin had this album. So I heard this album a long time ago, and around this time she was doing live. And this was a really good album. And now that they added back on streaming service last year, I reheard this album again, and oddly, this album feels like it's brand new.
Wow.
The album feels like it's brand new. Listen to this album now. All the singles are dope. Like I said, I wish, we wish her career didn't get cut short, because like she was an amazing artist, and I knew that she could have done big things, man. We know she could have done. She was just getting here. So yeah. So the singles of this album was "We Need a Revolution," "More Than a Woman," and "Rock the Boat." So what were your favorite songs of this album?
"More Than a Woman" was good.
Mm-hmm.
"I Care for You" was also on this album.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just "We Need a Resolution" was okay. I liked it at the time, but I don't know. What else was on here? Oh yeah, the rest was singles. I didn't really listen to the singles. I don't remember the singles that far back.
Yeah, it was only 3 singles off this album. Right?
Not singles, I mean album cuts.
Oh, album. Okay. Yeah. I heard the album recently too, so what I can say is "We Need a Revolution," "Loose Rap" with Static, also rest in peace, "Rock the Boat," "More Than a Woman," "I Care for You," and I believe "Extra Smooth" was a good song as well. Now this was a good album. You gotta seriously, I gotta listen to this album. They just added it on stream. All the music is on streaming service now, so definitely check out this album. Check out this album. This was a really dope album. Let's see how they did on the charts. So on the charts, you pick at number 1, top 200 Billboard charts, top 200 Billboard chart. Pick at number 2 on top R&B hip hop charts. And this album, 2-time platinum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Since it was her last album and the thing, I thought that it would have did a lot more numbers than 2 times.
I agree. It probably did even more, but a lot of her stuff got taken off streaming service. A lot of stuff got taken off shelves because of the background, because of background records. I believe her uncle was a worker at the label. It was a big thing with that. So
yeah, I remember that.
But they did came out with another album after that for Aaliyah after she died, called "I Care for You," the album. And did you hear this album? "I Care for You" album?
No.
Cause I think it was a mix of Greatest Hits, and it had some new songs off it. And then of course,
like "I Miss You" and stuff.
Yeah.
And "Can I Come Over?"
Yeah.
I like the "Can I Come Over," but that was ran on the radio so much it got annoying after a while.
I mean, of course.
But I understand. I'm just saying it just was played so much. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So the singles of this album was "Miss You," "Don't Know What to Tell Ya," "I Care for You." They actually make "I Care for You" as a single for this and then "Come Over." And I like the, of course, "I Care for You." I like the "Miss You." I like the "Come Over." Tank wrote and did background vocal for "Come Over." And I don't remember the other single though, but I might check that out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see how this did. To peak at number 3 on the top 200 Billboard charts, and peak at number 1 on top 100, top R&B hip hop Billboard charts. At this album with platinum. I do got a fun fact about Aaliyah, but it's also help out the next artist, which is another legendary artist that we lost, Whitney Houston. So let's talk about Whitney Houston in the 2000s.
I wasn't tuned into Whitney. Don't kill me for this, but I wasn't tuned into Whitney in the 2000s like that.
No, I agree with you.
I don't know if it's because she slowed down and she didn't make a lot of stuff or a lot of strong stuff.
Yeah.
But Whitney in every other decade, better.
No, I agree. I mean, I love Whitney. You already know I love Whitney from the 80s and 90s, but 2000s, I don't know. I wasn't the biggest Whitney fan in 2000s like that. I was more a fan of her with the acting than when she did with the news in the 2000s. I would say that.
Yeah, so.
But she came out with 2 albums.
Rest in peace, but.
Yeah, rest in peace to Whitney too. But she came out with 2 albums in 2000. Let's talk about it. First, she came out with Just Whitney in the 2000s. So, did you hear Just Whitney?
No, I definitely didn't.
So, I'm gonna talk about the singles of this album. Is what you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
On One of Those Days.
Mm-hmm.
Try It on My Own.
Mm-hmm.
And Love That Man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Do I remember any of these songs? I feel like I remember What You're Looking At, but I honestly don't remember none of these songs. Love That Man, One of Those Days. Yeah, I don't remember none of these singles. I can't even speak on that. But like I said, I didn't really listen to Whitney in the 2000s either. But maybe I should check out this album just to check it out. How it did on charts, Billboard charts. 2000 Billboard chart went to number 9. Top R&B hip hop charts went to number 2. This album went platinum.
As it should, because
yeah,
it's still winning.
And last album that we have for Whitney, and I did heard this last album, was I Look to You. Because, my family had this album in the house, so I definitely had this album. This was the last album that came out in 2009. I Look to You.
I didn't check it out at all. And I don't even think I enjoyed it.
I heard this album. This album is a lot more gospel in a sense.
Really?
It's a little bit more of it. Yeah, a lot of the song was. A lot of the song was. It was more. The last song was different from her usual stuff. I gotta hear this again because this was a long time since I heard this, but this is a really good song, good album. Singles of this album was, let's see, I Look to You and Million Dollar Bill.
Wow.
And I Look to You. That was an amazing song. That was an amazing song. R. Kelly wrote that song. So yeah. Million Dollar Bill. Alicia Keys wrote that song. I gotta hear that song. I do not remember Million Dollar Bill. But yeah, fun fact though, Whitney was, you were prepared to do Sparkle, and she found out about Sparkle in 2001. You remember that movie came out, I believe, in 2010, I think.
Around there.
Yeah, but the fun fact is, Aaliyah was supposed to be the lead in Sparkle. Originally. Oh. She was supposed to be the lead. Remember the lead was they gave it to Jordan Spark. Mm. But Aaliyah was supposed to be the lead for that role.
Wow.
Imagine if Aaliyah did that lead, that would have been amazing. She would have killed it. I think she would have did a lot more better than Jordan Spark did.
Me too.
She would have done a lot more better than Jordan Spark did.
Me too.
Even though Jordan Spark is talented, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Aaliyah just would have, geez Louise, she would have killed it.
Yeah.
So, top 200 Billboard charts. This peak at number 1, top 200 Billboard charts. Top R&B hip hop chart, they peaked at number 1, and this album went platinum. You know, rest in peace to Whitney Houston, rest in peace to Aaliyah, and also rest in peace to Let's Die, who also died in 2002. So, yeah. So before we go, we already know we're gonna do a segment where I'm gonna say an artist and we say our favorite song from that artist during their 2000 era. Are you ready?
Yes.
Alright, so first we're gonna say Maya.
Maya, Best to Me, Case of the X, Fallen.
I'm gonna say Fallen. Alright, Latoya Luckett.
Torn. Song that I have.
I agree with you. I'm gonna say Torn as well. Alright, Jennifer Hudson.
Spotlight.
I agree. I'm gonna say Spotlight as well. Fantasia.
Free Yourself. Truth Is When I See You.
I agree with all 3 of them as well. Monica.
Should've Known Better. So Gone.
Just So Gone for me. Anne Marie.
One Thing. Why Do We Fall in Love Talking to Me?
I agree with all 3. 3LW.
You're laughing, I know why, but
I know why. Listen to the From Airborne podcast. You know why. Listen to the From Airborne podcast.
Baby, No More, Baby, I'ma Do It Right, and I Do.
No More. I'm gonna just say No More. And JoJo.
Get Out.
Get Out, and that second song she had.
Baby Is You.
Nah, Baby Is You. That's the other one. The other song she had.
Just a little too late.
A little bit too late. There you go. And y'all already know. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Old School Show. Y'all already know. Thank you to my co-host, the star, Roddy Rod. Thank you for being.
Yes, of course.
You ain't know, bro. You ain't know, bro. Thank you, man. It's always good to have you on the show, man. And yeah. Star, you already know what you gotta do. Drop your social media where everybody can reach you, and drop every project that you're about to do.
All right. So you can find me at The Star Roddy Rod. I ain't gonna tell you how to spell the star, but Roddy Rod is RODDY ROD. Catch me on this show, the Old School Show, the Premier Boys podcast. And my upcoming solo show, Star Time, with the Star Roddy Rod.
There you go. Special announcement, Roddy's solo podcast show called Star Time Podcast, hosted by the Star Roddy Rod. There you go. Come in real soon. And yeah, we're looking forward to that project. And yeah, and hopefully y'all check it out as well. Thank y'all, and we'll be right back. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 6. True!